Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk Thinking Right. Out here in the lab with one of my ritual headgears from a Masonic order back in the day. I felt like wearing them in prayer mode, so I started a little ritual over there, so I did that. So that's why the funny hat. All right, let's go. Right, there's 25 with led by storytelling, story with a message and a story for life. I'm giving life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. You got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right Thinker's mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment, knowing yourself a little bit better. I got pyramids across the board. Yeah, I can get that too fixed. It's okay. Let's go. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka knowing thyself. When you wear gear like this and some of the outfit that go with it, you better know something. All right? And I do. I know a few things, but right thinking is what I do know. Let's go. Knowing thyself. My mission is to give you the information you need to make that happen. Your job is to receive it, use it, and make it happen for yourself. Let's go. Know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believe that they know is religion. Dangerous. Excuse me. Awaken them. Excuse me. Avoid them. No. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can awaken them with knowledge of self. I'm the spiritual alarm clock. My job is to wake you up. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to Maya, be true. See the pyramid, very sacred, a Masonic law, so that's why they wear it. I ain't going there. I ain't disputing none of their secrets or all that nonsense. But yeah, I was one. This is ritualistic gear that we wear. All right, other regalia, but this is the one I'm wearing today. In purpose of, they call it prayer cap. I pray. I was in prayer. I come from prayer to do my show, so I'm just extending the hat, just keeping it on for purpose, symbolically. Okay, let's go. Today, right thinkers, let's talk about being spiritually humble. That's the spiritual transformation. Hope this lesson is good for you. It was one of the personal life lessons for me. I had to learn it. With spiritual knowledge, you will be able to transform yourself spiritually. With knowledge of self, that's transformation. When you implement the knowledge that you learn, meaning you live it, you put it into use, and you prove why it's been that way for years. Truth stands on its own merit. Spiritual truth will live on for infinity, just like eternity, just like God is God's law. It ain't man's law. That's the spiritual concept. It ain't man, it's spiritual. God is spirit. Being spiritually humble is answering to your higher self when daily you have to live for your higher self to guide you, to show you what you should be doing. And when you get in tune spiritually, heart, mind, coherence, that's how you will live. I'm going to do the right thing. Why? For the right reason. That's humble. Why? I'm going to do what's right. I'm not going to do what I want to do. That's the difference. When you're egoistic, you're not humble. You just want what you want, when you want it, how you want it. And that's selfish. Okay, that's what the ego is. It don't care. That's what it is. When you become a spiritually enlightened or you become a humble God servant, you won't acquiesce to the ego. You do what's right. That's called spiritual discipline. I am humble spiritually. Why? Because I have the ultimate respect and understanding for my higher self. Okay? Spiritual intellect is knowing God for yourself. Being spiritual enlightened means experiencing God for yourself. My spiritual transformation came when once I humbled myself and started living right daily. things just started changing. But I was the one that initiated change by what? Doing the right thing. When I was doing it what I wanted, not doing it my way, it never really worked out. So I'm like, man, yo, something, you need something ain't working for you. So start doing the right thing. Start becoming spiritually humble, and you start to transform into a different being. Why? You're living in another level. I live up here now. I'm not down here no more. I'm at the top of the, I'm exercising my right to be at the top of my game. It's lonely at the top, and I understand why. Yeah, because if you're dealing with God, you don't deal with man too much. Why? You'll see. All right, I'm a God servant who humbly serve God respectfully with zeal and excitement. And I'm always trying to inspire, encourage, and motivate the next person to get spiritually enlightened. Why? To serve yourself, aka your higher self, God. Become God conscious. Praying is good, but prayer without works. I'm the works man. They got the prayer, I got the work. Put the work in, and you can pray all you want. I pray every day. I put the work in behind it. Prayer, no work means nothing. Okay? You got to have the balance. Understand that. Again, my eye. I like the skit from Abbott and Costello. Young people might not know this, but a baseball skit called Who's on First. Best comic scenario that I know. Timing impeccable, everything is on point. But yeah, who's on first? You keep asking the question, you'll never know. You are who? Don't be on third base. I don't know. That's ignorant. That's my concept. Sorry about that. All right, here you go. All right, let's go. The humble man is really a God-fearing man. Yes. Why? I'm putting God first. I want to make sure my pastor asked the question in church yesterday. How would you look in God's eyes? Was God pleased with what you're doing in his name? For all you Christians that claim to be doing God's work, I'm a God servant. I'll let you know. I'll tell you. And more important, I'm going to show you what I'm about. I know a brother, a few brothers, trust me here, who are also humble God servants. Those are guys who I hang out with. They far and few between, but they're there, and we recognize each other. Okay? My man, streets to Christ. Keep doing your thing. I'm with you. But now watch this. I can't go with this indignation thing. If you are humbled by God and you're a servant to God, your ego will not control you, so you don't have to worry about performing a righteous indignation act. No, I'm not going to disrespect anyone for no apparent reason. It's not even a good reason. I'm going to maintain my cool and stay in my peace. Why? If I don't, the ego will take over and say, man, get that. Don't listen to the ego. I have no right, no reason to be indignant with anybody. And you can't put wrong with right. Righteous is righteous. Indignant is indignant. They shouldn't go together. If you haven't gained control over your ego, aka emotions, you're not a humble servant of God. You can steal in the name of God. You can preach in the name of God. But when you ain't living for God, you will be chastised by God. It's called karma. Listen, understand that. So if you want to do that, it's called consequences too. When your actions that you perform, you're either going to be rewarded or you're going to be given what you deserve. If you are sneaky, deceitful, and dishonest, you're going to get served. Simple as that. Understand that. That's a fact. And if you're preaching the word, you should know that. So I'm not telling you something you don't already know. I got to move on. My back is about to die. I got to get this thing done. All right, here you go. Where we at? Okay. Okay. Even when I'm getting respect for what I do, I'm still humble. I give all praise and glory to my higher self. I'm learning how to do that. Why? I done been humble. That's why I don't take the credit. I just do what I do for my higher self. Me being spiritually humble keeps me what? Grounded in myself. No ego tripping. None of that grandstanding. New day, new way. Trust me. The right way. All right. If you serve God, he have humbled you for you to serve him. Those are the ones who serve him. They call them God-fearing men. They are humble to God, so they God-fearing. We don't fear God. I fear the wrath of God. So that means if I do that indignant act, I'm going to be dealt with. So that's what we fear, not God himself. No, we worship, praise, and honor him. We don't fear him for, no, we fear doing the wrong thing. Okay, I keep telling you, the devil is just the opposition to God. When you do devilish act, you're the one in opposition to God. So don't blame us. Nah, take responsibility. So that's why I learn spiritual discipline. It keeps me out of that opposition mode. God consciousness, being prayed up, same thing. Here you go. Watch this. When you're young and ignorant of God, which we all probably are, that's why I want to teach my young know God at a young age, because we're gonna go through life ignorant, making mistakes. Okay, we was ignorant until, I was ignorant until what? I was sat down and humbled by who? Got a way of doing that. We say nothing, ain't no fool like an old fool. If you didn't go to college, you didn't get a good education, all that nonsense, but you lived, you should have learned something through life that would make you wise at your age in life through life lessons. I'm giving it to you now because I learned them. But if you're my age, I shouldn't be giving you life lessons. It's for my young people. Trust me. It works for the older, but if you don't went through life and made all the mistakes, then by all means, come on. But this is for my young. That's why we did this, so we had to get here. Trying to figure out life at 40 or 50 years old. That's hard work. Okay? Tedious work. All right? My life, here you go. When you come to God, watch this. It's because you have nowhere else to go. Most of us are in a prison cell, on a street corner, in a crack house, somewhere, all messed up. And now we're going to go to God all broken and beat up. But guess what? He'll always take you. That's the good part. But if you can walk to him on your own 2 feet, of your own volition, he will really take care of you. He don't have to humble you. You've already been humble. So you coming to him in earnest. Trust me, that's how most broken people come to God. If you think you can do anything on your own, God will humble you, and trust me, that's life. That's what you got to realize. A life without God consciousness is a life with a whole bunch of suffering. We suffer because we're ignorant. We don't know, and we refuse to find out, because a lot of us think we know because we got religion. I ain't going there. Watch this. Being spiritually humble means you surrendered your all to your higher self. Most of us come broke, so you ain't got nothing else but your soul. You can't sell it. You got to work with it. It ain't going nowhere until this body dies, and then it's gone. But you better get in contact with you. Hence,